Yes, hello guys. I studied 1000 agents. 99% of them don't close deals. They don't know how to close deals, and just the 1% of agents close deals and they make an income out of this. So if you're an agent, you want to listen to this and get some information about this. So I'm going to be actually taking reading or not reading, getting some notes of what I jot down so that I give you exact information and everything. So guys, let's go. Okay, the first problem is the agents that are let me say 99% that don't close deals. They don't know how to build relationship. Okay, so guys, you guys know in this industry, relationship is the key to successful agency. So if you don't have the contact, you don't have the network. So how do we solve this? Leave your home and start going to network with football clubs. It doesn't matter where to start, if it's an amateur club, or a professional club. Start from somewhere. Don't just sit and expect you are going to sign Cristiano Ronaldo. You are never going to sign Cristiano Ronaldo if you're an upcoming agent. So that's the first thing. The first thing I notice is most agents spend their time paying the license money, doing everything, just wasting that money. Each year they pay a certain amount of fee, but they don't get players. Do you know why? Because you don't have the network. So that's the first thing. It takes time, but start building your network. That's the first thing. The next thing is they chase players, not solution. You see a player, you chase the player, and then when the player commits to you, you don't have the contact. How do you sell that player? Okay? So the next thing I will say here is to solve this problem, go actually and start networking with clubs. Go watch games so that you can see tactics of teams. Call the under 17 coaches of team, the under 15. If they don't respond, drive to that area. That's what most people who build their network. You see the most rich people today in agent that agent. Do you know what they do that the 99% don't do? They actually go visit clubs from the beginning. They go visit clubs, spend 6 hours, spend 8 hours just watching tactics of clubs, so that next time when they come to communicate with that club already know that this face is familiar. So you also, if you're building, leave your home and also just go and sit, watch how formations, how clubs are built, how teams are playing, how they are developing their formations. When you start coming to that place 2, 3, 4 times, they are going to notice you that this person is a familiar face. Speak to people. Go to after games. Go to ask coaches. I saw that your team played this way. Why are they playing like this? Is there a certain system that you're trying to build? Is there a certain way you are trying to approach games? Most coaches, as you introduce yourself as agent, they will tell you this is the reason my team is playing like that. When you come again, ask that coach, maybe that coach you're building, build a relationship with that coach by coming and always trying making it ways to ask questions. When you ask 2, 3, 4 times, at one point in time, when you have a player on your hand, you send to that coach and say, I have someone who can play into the same familiar situation, familiar formation you said. Just have a look, but if you're not interested, good and fine. I just thought I could be of help since as I know what you're doing. Bingo. Then you got already one person at your hand. So if you do this to many coaches, you're going to have, at least if you do it to 10, you're going to have like 4 people willing to communicate with you because you have invested in them. You know what they are doing. Okay, that's that part. Take note of that part because that's very important. Most people don't do this. Most people sit on their laptops and they don't always move, so they end up being falling under the category of 99%. So if you do this, you've jumped already. You're not inside the 99%. Okay, so let's move to the next one. So actually, most elite agents do what we call research. They do research on clubs also. That's the next thing. So a club, you think, let me say if I'm sitting here and I want to make transfer with a club, let me say in another city, I start to look at their games, watching their playing style, see who has minutes, see who doesn't have minutes, and then I start to look at that particular player who is playing in that position regularly. So if I'm going to scout a player and I want to make business with that club, I'll be trying to look for a profile similar to that player who is playing there, because one technique is the profile. If you try to study profiles of players, try to go to clubs, study those profiles, know that that club, the manager who is there want that profile of that player. It's just that the player might not be delivering at that moment. So if you have a player who you feel can be of help, or who is scoring more goals, assisting, but has the same characteristics of that player, there you can also put now a message to the club, thereby saying that okay, probably you have been watching their games and you see that they like this characteristic of this player, and you have one on your hand, but this one actually is scoring goals, unlike the one they have who is not scoring goals. You put yourself into the market. Clubs have a lot of players that they are, a lot of agents contacting them, so you have to always stand out by already doing your extra research. Okay, so that's very important. So that's what I had for you guys today. So these few tips, if you go and learn, come back, or if you go try it works, come and drop me a message on the YouTube. Tell me what you did and how you applied it, because I know this is a very powerful tips that I've been advising agents and it has been working. Okay, so take care guys and have a nice one. Talk to you and see you tomorrow. Cheers.